Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Daily Masters for Starcraft 2. It is going to be a PvZ going on here, once again from the North American Regional Finals of the WCS Season 2. So there's definitely been a lot of replays that we pulled out. I think I've got two more that I'm definitely doing, two or three more. And then after that, I don't know, we'll be scouting around somewhere else for the replays. We haven't really seen any really nice replay packs floating around. I mean, DreamHack Bucharest, the WCS Season 3 are two of the main areas I'd like to get replays out of. And there's probably a couple of others as well. We haven't really seen replays for those so far. So if you do know where those replays are, please let me know. I'd love to cast them. Won't be casting any of the major tournaments anytime soon because, of course, we're busy with the Art of Warfare tournament. And the first week is already out, so definitely go check those out. But yeah, I'll be checking out some other stuff as well. And let's start by introducing these players. So down the bottom right side of the map, it is of course going to be viOLet. And we've seen viOLet quite a bit all over the place in tournaments. He's a very, very strong tournament player. Although he's never really been up in the very, very top. Like, I don't think we've ever seen him in Grand Final, but he's definitely been in a lot of quarter-final games, best of 8, round of 8, all that sort of stuff. So he definitely gets in there, makes an appearance. So, yeah, let's have a look at a bit of his stats so far. He's from South Korea. He plays Zerg, obviously. And he's actually not part of a team at the moment. He was part of the Azubu team up until August? Yeah, so yeah, August 2013, and then since then he has been teamless, so be interesting. I assume he's going to be jumping back into a team at some point, but as of now, according to Liquipedia, he's not in a team. But what he is at the moment is number 66 on the WCS rank with 750 points, which is pretty damn impressive. So that is viOLet, which, as I said, we have cast quite a bit of before. One person we have not cast very much of is HwangSin. Is HwangSin? I believe there is a G at the end of that Huang, so I'm trying to say it correctly, but I'm probably screwing up, so just bear with me. Yes, that is HwangSin backwards. I saw this name and I thought, what the hell, that's just a crazy name, but yeah, it is HwangSin. And yeah, he plays Protoss. He is from South Korea, and he plays for the Quantic Gaming team. He's actually doing alright on the WCS, ranked number 102 with 375 points. So down the lower end of the scale. But I mean, when it comes to the WCS, being on the scale at all, I think is definitely achievement. So congratulations to him, and we'll see who he goes, how he goes up against viOLet in this game, because I mean we've just played more of viOLet, we've seen more of viOLet, so I guess in my calculations at least, Hwang is going to be the underdog in this battle because we've seen viOLet and we know that he is very, very strong. So it'd be very, very interesting to see how Hwang matches up in this fight. So I'm wondering, should I call him HwangSin? HwangSin is a bit too hard to say, and Hwang is, yeah, I feel like calling him Mr. Sin almost. And you know what? I think I may just go ahead and do that because, yeah, if I try and say Hwang, I'm going to screw it up. I mean, there's so many different ways you say it. You say Hwang, you can say Huan, you can say Huan. You can, there's so many different ways of saying it. I'm pretty sure Hwang is the correct way to do it, but there's actually something I've got to, it's like that Hwang, that sound. It's not actually it's not the normal sort of sound you say when you're talking. I can't really think of any English word off the top of my head that you have to make that wah sort of sound. So my mouth's not used to making that sound. It feels funny every time I say it. So I don't know. I'm just going to call him Mr. Sin because Mr. Sin is awesome, and I hope he won't mind too much because yeah. And it looks like Mr. Sin is going for a crazy number of workers. No, sorry, that's viOLet. What am I talking about? viOLet's going for a crazy number of workers at the moment. Where's our thingamybobs? He's up to 56 over 44. Doing very good. He's got the 3 base out. to match up against the Protoss' 2 base, and he's definitely pushing ahead with a ton of workers. It's very, very impressive. However, Mr. Sin getting at the Phoenix, his second one is on the way, and the Overlords are going to have to start being very, very scared because, whoa, there he goes, circling around to take that one out. So, Overlords getting hit all over the place, and that is going to give viOLet more than enough time to get out Spore Crawlers. Looks like he's going to be getting 2 at each base. No, there's 2 at that base. 2 at this base, yeah, so he just needs another one over here somewhere. This is probably going to be the important one. So there we go, Spore Crawler going down there. Beautiful job. I have seen in the past Zerg players trying to defend their base with only 1 Spore Crawler, and generally there's gaps. There's gaps all over the place where they can't really be protected. So I've seen a lot more players just protecting their expansions, their main bases, all of that with 2 Spore Crawlers, and it seems to be a lot more effective, although this Queen, man, just was a little bit too far away, and those Phoenix did manage to take it out, but I'm quite sure that those Queens will not be making the same mistake again. So here we go, 4 Phoenix total, another one coming out, as well as a, what is it, Oracle? Is this, that's not an Oracle, it's a Warp Prism full of sentries. Meanwhile, I've got a bunch of Lings over there, but they're going to be pretty ineffectual with this nice base gap there. So viOLet is going to be moving on to higher tech though. He is going to be going for the good old Hydra, and Hydra is going to be an exceptional choice right now, especially if you can get a whole bunch out very, very quickly, because, oh, look at that force field. But there are going to be about 4 Hydras coming out here, at least, as well as the Queen. A couple of Zealots being warped in as well. Oh, is trying to trap the Queen. Did a beautiful job with those force fields, but we'll see how the Zealots start to form up. There we go, the drones attacking. The second the Hydras come out, but the Phoenix lifting up the Hydras, actually. And, oh man, it is complete madness here. The force field is the only thing keeping this Protoss force from Mr. Sin staying alive. But all the ground forces are getting taken out. But of course, it's just a matter of warping in a couple more. Can he get some Hydras down the lower ground and take out the Warp Prism? Maybe he can, but I do not know. And Mr. Sin so far is making this attack work really, really nicely. He's already killed all of the workers that were mining on the main base. The Hydras are trying to kite these forces. The Phoenix not really doing a great job at taking care of them. And the force field just continuing to stay up. It is like a Nidus Worm or an Overlord drop or something. Because, yeah, he is not being able to defend this with just the forces he's playing out of this. If only you could have got a couple of spines maybe. But I don't know. These Hydras just trying to buy time. The Spores moving a bit closer. Going to be targeting these guys. The Hydra's trying to get in range. Will he get the force field down? Now it looks like Mr. Sin is going to be doing an exceptionally good job at keeping those force fields up. Although he's moved the Spore here and is almost hitting the Warp Prism, but not quite. Force field, there's a little bit of a gap, and the Hydras are starting to stream through. He's managed to block that off again by about 6 Hydras came in. Half of them get lifted up, the other half squeezing through the other side, and the force field placement finally getting taken down. A massive amount of Hydras coming through, but it's just too late. The layer has gone down. He's going to have to rebuild that, and man, what a very, very impressive attack from Mr. Sin there. Just great use of force fields, great use of Warp Prism, and the Phoenix were the real decisive force in taking out the Hydras early on, lifting them up continuously and just taking them out. So I'm going to take a drink, but before I take a drink, we are going to put these old guys on follow mode so they're at least doing something. Ah, so beautiful, man. Ah, it tastes so good, so good. Alright, Colossus coming out, so it looks like Mr. Sin deciding that it was a pretty good attack, but it's not going to work again. I don't think he's going to get away with it again, so he's Phoenix actually going in here. Are they going to go in? There's so many free workers they could be wiping out, and it looks like they are going to get all they can eat over here. Units lost is not up to date, so this is an out-of-date replay, so we cannot watch that. I should probably know that, because when I loaded out-of-date replay, it says you disconnect from BattleNet when you load this replay, blah, 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 blah. But you know what my memory is like. It's like an absolute sieve. I am surprised that I can remember any of the player. I mean, you know how often I forget the bloody unit names, man. It is just absolutely horrendous. Oh, these Phoenix, man. Oh, just that little hit, and he already lost half of his shields, man. So if they flew over the Hydras, he would probably have lost at least 2 of them, maybe even 3. So would have been bad. But a bunch of Colossus coming out. viOLet is getting the Spire, so he's aware of the danger, and he's getting out a bunch of Corruptors, presumably, to deal with this. But he needs time, and these Lings are going to try and buy him some of this time. He's trying to force Mr. Sin's army to pull back. Mr. Sin not going to be doing it. Happy to stay out here to keep his main army out there. Start moving in, and viOLet is not equipped to deal with Colossus right now. He is in quite a bit of trouble. I mean, he's 1 base down. He's 3 base versus 3 base. He really wants another base, but he really wants to get some Corruptors out. The Spire is just about finished. All the drones having to get away, and the overwhelming army coming in. I mean, I do not think, even with Corruptor support, that viOLet can push this army away. It's just too beefy, too strong. He just does not have enough, and his economy has just been battered around by this Protoss player for so much of this game. I mean, that beautiful attack on the main base, shutting down all the mining for so long, and then destroying the lair. And that shit all just adds up, and all the drones going down as well. I mean, he's caught up now, but this is what Mr. Sin has managed to get up while viOLet was catching up, and it is absolutely fantastic. So here we go, Corruptors coming out. The Colossus are really starting to go down quite fast. Although the Corruptors are attacking the Phoenix here. The Colossus all go down, but the ground army is still quite significant, and all of these Stalkers may start to attack the Corruptors very soon. He's getting out a ton of Roaches, but in the end, it's just not enough. Most of his drones going down. He's down to 20 over 60 of Mr. Sin, and he just had enough. He just could not compete with Mr. Sin anymore, and he had to GG. So there we go. Fantastic game, and man, that play in the middle with the Warp Prism and the warping it of the Zealots and the Phoenix, and the force field on the ramp. Absolutely phenomenal play here. Absolutely phenomenal. And hats off to Mr. Sin, to HwangSin for doing that beautiful play and for capitalizing on it with this massive army he's got out. So yeah, really nice. And thank you very much for watching this Daily Masters. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned tomorrow for another one. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.